me. How's everybody surviving this heat? I think we're about 3 weeks into it. I'm not sure on that, but I know that we have at least 9 or 10 more days to go. We've had several fires in Oklahoma, one in Oklahoma City yesterday that was pretty close to a friend. So I hope everybody's surviving it. If you're in Oklahoma, if you're not and you're having the same weather, I feel for you too. So, but anyway, I remember when I was a kid, the heat, we didn't have air conditioning when I was real young. But I remember going to, staying with my aunt. She lived in Eufaula. I had aunt and uncle, and anyway, they had kids. And that was a big treat to me to get to go pretty much every summer. It seemed like I got to go several times during the summer. But the houses she lived in, like I said, we didn't have any air conditioning and we had water coolers. I don't know if anybody remembers a water cooler, but you had to hook up the hose to it to keep water flowing on the outside and it drained it off and stuff. And it was just basically cooler, moisture air maybe, but everybody hovered around the water cooler in the living room because that was the only cooling in the living room. I'm pretty sure I was there when they had the moon landing. Well, I know I was there when we had the moon landing, and I know there was a water cooler. I don't know what the temperatures was, but I'm sure it was hot. But that's what this weather reminds me of. Those were some of the best days that I can remember. I always said that was one town, Eufaula. It was a small town. There was a lake there, but it was a small town. And you pulled into town and it had these great big red brick buildings that you could see. I always tell people that was, pulling into town was my happiest days, and the saddest days was looking at it out the rear view window when we were leaving. But anyway, I'm here today. I'm sitting out on the back porch. It's probably, I think it's about 100 right now. I thought I'd wait till later, but then I thought the lighting might get too bad. So I decided to come on out because I promised a weekly update on my food budget. This is the 14th of the month, so almost halfway through the month. Another day, I'm guessing we'll be halfway through the month. But it's, I think I've done fairly well. I'm not saying I've done wonderful. I know that there's probably people out there that's done way better than me. But in the past, my food budget is always, I try to set it between $800 and $900. It's usually $900, but I always want to lower it, so I'll mark it down to $800. And most of the time I will go over. Last month, the month of July, I had it set at $900 and I went over $500 for food. That is just insane. I don't know if I'm the only person. Now, when I say food, that is our groceries and that is eating out. But there is 2 of us in this household. My daughter and her family, which is her husband and her son, her 2-year-old son. They will come occasionally and eat dinner with us. They've kind of, they used to come almost every night, but they've kind of weaned themselves off of that, and they will come at least once a week, maybe 2 times a week. So that's reduced. I do have them occasionally, which is, I've been trying to do it on Sunday because I think Sunday should be more of a bigger dinner, and that to me should be family time. But anyway, I have my numbers written down, so that's why I have notes. So far on groceries, I've spent $165.46 this month. Eating out, and we really haven't been to a lot of major restaurants. It's more fast food, I guess, and it hasn't been on a daily basis. But eating out so far, I've spent $190.26. I know that last week we went to Golden Corral for lunch. We got in on the early bird senior discount, which that was $34 for 3 adults, and the 2-year-old, he got to eat free. But all 3 adults were seniors. So between the grocery, the $165.46, and the dine-in, $190.26, That comes to $355.72. I set my budget at $900 this month because, like I said, I went over $500 last month. But right now, when you take the $900 and you deduct the $355.72, I still have $544.28 to go. If I can stick to the next half of the month is only $355, that would put me at $700, and that has been a long time since I've spent $700 in a month for food. Of course, it's been hot. It's been hot for about 3 weeks now, and it's hot. I don't really feel like eating big meals, so we have done quite a few sandwiches. I've been trying to utilize leftovers. So hopefully I will get back with you again next week and give you a week 3 update. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that it is still within the range. I don't really need to go grocery shopping for a lot of stuff. I need milk, I need more potatoes. I think in Oklahoma everybody has to have potatoes, but I need the basics. But as far as the meats and the, even canned vegetables, I keep that stocked up. It's more potatoes, onions, very basics is what I'm going to need, I think, the most. So if you are curious how this month turns out, or if you have any tips outside of just don't eat out, because I'm not ready for that to happen. But if you have any tips on how you do it, or what meals you can make that can go into a next day meal, not necessarily in the leftover form, but used in the next day meal, I'd love to hear them. If you'd like to follow along and hear my next update, hit the subscribe button. I really need subscribers. YouTube, they just put out a thing that I guess February 1st, they are upping the watch hours from 4,000 hours to 4,000 hours to 8,000 hours. I've only been doing this for a couple of months, since March, so I guess about 4 or 5 months I've been doing it. I'm just now really getting into the longs, but I would love help. Watch my videos, please. I need help. I need those watch hours. And until next week, I'll try to post a video, kind of a midweek video, but until next week, I look forward to seeing you. And don't let the heat get to you. Stay cool.